Hi, welcome to Miss Music. On this channel, I'm looking at music that may have passed you by. On this video, I'm going to be looking at Françoise Hardy and her brilliant album called Le Danger. Françoise Hardy is perhaps one of France's best known singers of all time. But because she is French, she may have passed you by. We often don't get to hear a lot of French music. She made her first single in 1962, and that was called Tous les garçons et les filles, and it sounded like this.
Tous les garçons et les filles de mon âge se promènent dans la rue de par deux. Tous les garçons et les filles de mon âge savent bien ce que c'est qu'être heureux. Et les yeux dans les yeux, et la main dans la main.
The Danger is very different. It was made in the 1990s and it's got this kind of dark, brooding indie feel to the music, and still this very passionate vocals that lay upon this dark sound. So the album is darker, it's more menacing, and throughout the album there's a foreboding in Hardy's voice. She says herself that all the tracks on the album revolve more or less around danger, and that's where the album gets its name from. So 3 reasons to listen to Françoise Hardy. Reason number 1 is her voice. It is just sublime. It's always been special all the way from the 60s. And here on this album, it's more mature. It's got this passion, this depth. And as I said, something sinister behind the vocals. And I think the sincerity is something that's often lacking in modern singers. Listen to this track, Tout va bien. It really sums up this honesty in her singing.
Que puis-je ajouter que tu ne saches déjà? Et si tu restais, ça avancerait à quoi? Chercher l'erreur. Partir ou rester, est-ce que le problème est là? Mieux vaut affronter les lézards au fond de soi. Chercher l'erreur. Je te vois souffrir, baisser les bras, au point de mentir, même à toi, même à ton cœur. Chercher l'erreur, nommer les peurs, chercher l'erreur, pour pas qu'on meure à petit feu dans son coin, conforté par les âmes sœurs qui nous veulent du bien. Tout va bien, c'est certain, ça ira.
Reason number 2 then is this kind of brooding, sinister element of foreboding that is there on nearly all of the tracks. There's always a feeling that something horrible is about to happen. In the next song, I want to play Diese Honnête. The track opens with a growling guitar that represents the rumbling of an oncoming thunderstorm. And if you imagine it, a couple standing in a garden in the hot summer night's heat, realizing that their love is at an end just before this storm breaks. It's absolutely fascinating. Listen to Diese Honnête.
Comment décrire le jardin dévasté, 10 heures du soir en été? À quoi bon vous dire la chaleur lourde d'avant la foudre? La vie qui part, la terre qui s'ouvre, le feu aux poudres. Dans le gars, entre leurs mains la fin de l'histoire. À tout jamais, la beauté niée, détournée, l'orage éclaté, la pluie qui tombe.
Reason number 3, and this may be a difficult reason if you can't speak French, but I would say even if you can't speak French, listen to this album a few times. It really is rewarding. Reason number 3 is the lyrics on the album. They're all written by Françoise Hardy. She was special even from the 60s. One of the few pop singers at that time to write her own songs. And the lyrics on this album are just touching and personal, and it really brings the album to life. At times the songs are just fragile and reflective, but at other times they are resolute and Hardy's firmly in control. In the next track I want to play, Zero Part 2, she sings, I don't need a pope to tell me what to do. I don't need a shrink to tell me what to think. In the end, she says, I've nothing and I really don't give a shit. And this is such a brilliant song. It's kind of angry and I really don't care. Have a listen to this.
Ce qu'on doit faire, ce qu'on doit pas faire. J'ai pas besoin d'un pape pour ça. À condition qu'il n'y ait pas la guerre, la débâcle au-dedans de moi. À condition que mes contraires ne pèsent pas le même poids. Ce qu'il faut dire, ce qu'il vaut mieux taire. J'ai pas besoin d'un psy pour ça. À condition d'avoir les nerfs assez solides pour les états qui me replongent trop en arrière, qui me tirent vers le bas. Plus rien à perdre, plus rien à voir, c'est zéro partout. Plus rien à perdre, veux-tu savoir à quel point je m'en fous?
The album is really based on this kind of 90s indie alternative feel. And if you like this and you want something kind of more heavy, more kind of rough around the edges, check out the video I made on the French band Diable Gum. So thanks for listening. If you like the channel, subscribe, have a look at some of the other videos. Hopefully you'll discover something you haven't heard before and that you really love.